Okay, so hopefully you're in the right class. 4 steps wellness entrepreneurs need for a money-making website. Hello, welcome. My name is Christina Curry, and I'm the founder of Sprout Creative. We work with busy entrepreneurs who are super busy running their business, and they're maybe feeling overwhelmed with their marketing, and growth has plateaued. We really get you guys back up and running to turn your marketing into a manageable, automated, stress-free marketing machine. So welcome. And I just want to cover today, you're just going to learn really simplifying your landing page, changes you can make now. And if you don't have a landing page, I'm going to give you the framework on how to build one and what kind of content that you should be including as heart-centered businesses like you guys are. There's some stuff that you should have and stuff that you don't really need. You know, y'all aren't accountants, so things are a little different for heart-centered people. And then 2 ways to make passive income while you sleep, which is super awesome. And then what's beyond the website? Erin, you want to make sure you let people in as they come through. Thank you. Okay. So let's keep going. I'm gonna talk fast probably. I get really excited about marketing. I'm gonna try and slow down, but take notes. I will have this recording sent out later today, if not first thing in the morning. But definitely take notes and really put your phone away. This is your time to invest in yourself. You're here. Be present and get excited. I'm excited. All right, so why are you here? Why did you sign up for this webinar? Maybe it's your website's outdated and you're just not sure what to do with it. Maybe you see your traffic's decreasing, or you don't even know what traffic means, or you don't even have a website for traffic to get to. And maybe your website is something you want to make do more work for you instead of not working for you at all. And you're smart, you see the world is changing, has changed, and we're all online now. And you know that's where the future is going. We're not going back to how it was. And so you know you need to shift with the world. So whatever the reason is, I've heard it, and all those are reasons that came straight from clients. So you're not alone in this. Just know you are in the right place and you've made it here. You showed up, you took this time out of your day, and I can't wait to give you some tools and some, you know, different things that you can use to take and move and grow and start making money on your business. So real quick, a little bit about me. Marketing is actually my second career. So I went back to school only because I saw my previous life. I was doing it naturally, and it was something I always gravitated towards, and I just felt like I needed to get that degree to really begin to understand it. And so I went back, and as I'm going through school full time, I ended up landing a marketing director role with the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf franchise out in Texas. And it was such a challenge to juggle going to school full time and working full time. But it was a unique learning opportunity because what I was learning in school, I was able to apply in real life, and what I was applying in real life, I was learning in school. So I wouldn't change it for the world. It was a very stressful time in my life, but oh my gosh, the growth spurt I went through was amazing. And for 10 plus years now, I have been someone else's marketing director, and I realized that people in my circles and my network, small business owners, entrepreneurs, were really good at what they do, but marketing wasn't one of them. And that's understandable. It's totally, you know, that's normal. And I started helping them passively, writing on, you know, the back of a napkin at a coffee shop, and you know, sending them texts and helping them out. And I just realized I needed to help them in a bigger way. And so I launched my company, and I haven't looked back since. It's been so fulfilling and rewarding. And I love to see all these different heart-centered wellness entrepreneurs, people that are giving to other people. I love seeing them grow and gain that confidence in marketing that they didn't start with. It makes my heart happy. So I also want to introduce a special guest. We have Erin Rose Goon on. She is the CEO of Source Energy Wellness. She is a healer and transformational coach. So we're going to have her come on at the end to really let us kind of sit back and see what's holding us from really accomplishing what we want to get done on our website and other marketing. And she's going to kind of take the collective whole of what we're all struggling with and clear out our energy to make room for bigger, brighter, better things. So I can't wait to bring her on. And Erin, you might want to just populate your info in there too so people can follow you. Okay, are you ready? Let's do this. Okay, so we're going to cover, again, 4 steps to creating a successful website. We're going to cover layout and messaging, content, passive income, what's beyond that website. This statistic is from 2017. 97% of consumers go online to find local business or local services. I think at this point, with COVID and the pandemic and everything, we can safely say that's probably 100%. Okay, so I'm just diving right in, you guys. Get ready. So this is a landing page framework. So this is just a guideline to help you sort of understand how to lay out a landing page. This is what's called above the fold. So right when they land, they haven't scrolled down or anything. This is right, everything that they're seeing right now when they land on your page. I've taken away, stripped away all the pretty stuff, all the fonts, all the everything except for pink. I use pink, and I'm going to tell you why I use that in a minute. But you want this landing page to be so clear and so clean and not full of clutter. You want, let me back up. So when you land on a landing page, you start to look at the top left corner. People just gradually navigate that way. And then you move your eye level across to that CTA. It's a call to action button. And then we gravitate down. So it's like a Z shape. And then we gravitate down towards the bottom left. And we're helping them by doing these colors. So that's another CTA. And then they sort of finish off that Z with those little kind of pill-shaped gray shapes. Those are your, your menu page. So it's your home button, your services, your about me, your frequently asked questions, contact, that sort of thing. Now those buttons you can shift up to the top. So it's logo, all those buttons, CTA. So the reason I have these CTA buttons, call to action, is in pink, is because you want them to be very bright. You want them to stand out. You want people's eyes to head straight towards them. One of my favorite authors, Donald Miller, calls them cash registers. You want your cash registers big, bold, where everyone can see it. So they're not saying, where do I buy this t-shirt in your shop? All the cash registers are right there in the front. You can't miss them. And then I have on there in the middle a short and concise tagline. Here's where you want to be very exact on what your business does for someone. This isn't the spot to say, welcome to my sanctuary. I'm so happy you're here. No. That doesn't mean anything to anyone. They want to know exactly what it is they're getting by landing on your page. So that needs to be very clear, very simple. They need to read that in under 7 seconds and understand exactly what's happening. And the call to action button, I suggest 2 above the fold, and then you're going to want to repeat the same one as you scroll down on your landing page. But this is a very clear call to action. It's a direct call to action. People like to be told what to do. So you want to say schedule a call. And when they click on that, it goes straight into your calendar to get on your calendar. It can say buy now if you are maybe more product based. It can say book now. It can say call today. Don't have it say, oh, let's chat or let's grab some coffee or something whimsical and cute, because it's going to get lost right away on someone. There's time to be cute and there's times not to be cute. So I'm an example kind of person. So I'm going to show you guys some real life examples to help you sort of get some ideas on what yours might look like. So here's Deepak Chopra. I'm sure most of you have heard of him. He does a lot, but here's what's in his world right now is he's got a book that he's selling, and he's got a lot of books, but this is his newest one. And Here's his logo. So his name is his logo because it's just so well known, like Oprah. And it's so clear. I mean, your eye gets here in the new book. I mean, it can't be any more simple and clear. The definitive book of meditation that will help you achieve new dimensions of stress-free living. So he dives right in. It's new book. Okay, I know what's happening, and this is what the new book's about, and I can pre-order. This is so smart. It's not even out yet, and I already kind of feel like I want to buy it. He has his face here because he's so recognizable. He's on, you know, all kinds of shows, and he does tons of video on his social media. And then he has a picture of his actual book. So this is so clean, so precise, and you know exactly what's happening as soon as you land. Okay, he's an author and he does meditation, and he's a New York Times best-selling author, so that's even better. All right, let's look at another example of just a company. This is Silver Lake Psychology. The second you look at it, the picture's relevant, it looks calming, simple, and it also is really nice for people when they're feeling vulnerable maybe about going to a psychologist. It breaks down the walls of approachability when they can see a space that they're going to be going into and spilling their guts at, you know? So it makes sense that they're showing the room that the service happens in. And their tagline, sit, share your story, heal. It's so beautiful. Doesn't it just calm you like right away? And then they have their book now, and their book now is pink, and it draws your eye. Again, it's shifted a little into the middle versus the Z, but you still you see their logo right away, and you head straight into here, and then it's a book now. So clean, so simple. Here is a website. Let me pause this for a second because it's going to scroll through. Okay, you might notice it's in French, and I did this on purpose. It's a really clean, nice website, and I did it in French because even though it's in French, we already know, okay, they do massages, right? Okay, that makes sense. It's so simple, and that button right there, it's changing as soon as you hover over it, and then as you scroll down, you hit their services, and yes, it's in French, but I kind of already know, okay, well, they have that service, they have this service, and then they have this one. It's so simple that I kind of already know what's happening even in French. And it's a little silly, it's a little goofy that I called that out, but it's to make a point, is keep it so simple and easy. And when someone does want to learn more about one of your services, they click into that more section, and it drops down into a whole other page where they can really do a deep dive of what they want to learn. So again, the first 7 seconds, they got to know what you're giving them. 2 call to action buttons if you can get them in there, and then your tagline is very simple. What can you do for them? Keep it clean, clear. Less is definitely more. And then, okay, I wanted to show you this website. So that image, achieve maximum wellness of the mind, body, and soul. And that image is so powerful. And you keep going on, and it kind of scrolls down. You're like, okay, I'm in this. Non-surgical orthopedic care. This sounds really cool. How we help to achieve wellness. That's really wonderful. I'm going to pause here. So they got wellness, sports medicine, they have the physical rehabilitation, but you can see I can't click on any of that. None of it's clickable. We have an about Dr. Weiss. And no offense to Dr. Weiss, your website is beautiful, but I have a few changes. And then it's get informed, patient education. So I'm assuming these are blog posts, which is a really good idea for her to have. And then testimonials. I would argue those testimonials are they're too long. And because it shifts and it's a sliding testimonial, you're going to want to shrink those up, cut out some of those sentences, and bold the words that are important that you want to call out. Okay, so scrolling back up, the number one problem is there's no call to action, right? I'm in. This looks great. This picture looks great. She looks like a badass. I want to work with you, Dr. Weiss. But there's no button for me to do it. It's all the way up here where I have to head over here, which that disappears as you scroll down. So that's, again, not very helpful. the way to make your website better and more in favor organically is to make it a good user experience, because that's what the little bots are looking at. If this is a good user experience, people keep coming back, they're clicking on things, there's click-throughs from one page to another, that's a good user experience, and those bots are going to recognize it, and they're going to feed your website to people searching for non-surgical orthopedic care. It's important. Okay, so we're shifting gears from landing page to content. So the landing page has all your little bits of content that then jump off onto other pages. And these are just ideas, not, you know, every industry is different, every person's different. But again, we have our landing page, we have those call to action buttons that are sprinkled all the way down the page. And I've sort of ordered, the way you want to order your content on your landing page is what's going to get you money first. So let's say it's packages and services. Don't start talking about me or our story or why we do what we do. It's important and it's good to have that, but not before you show up with what you want them to buy. So your packages and services. Maybe it's your events and workshops, your store or your shop. So have those in your landing page first. And then pop up an email capture. I'll talk about that in a minute actually, so hold that thought. Testimonials, those are great too to sprinkle throughout all your pages. Not just have one page, you could just sprinkle them all kind of throughout. And then FAQ is such a good opportunity for you guys as heart-centered businesses and entrepreneurs, because it can sometimes feel really vulnerable for a person to seek help in physical sense, like a yoga class or Pilates, or seek mental health counselor, therapist, energy healing. You know, mind, body, and soul is a very precious thing. And so it feels very vulnerable to reach out and want to connect with someone on help around that. So to get around that vulnerability and maybe those blocks of why they might not pick up the phone to call you or book that appointment, you can address those in the FAQs. So think about what it is people are saying that they're asking you a question, and it's the same question that keeps coming up over and over. That's a really good indicator that that should go in the frequently asked questions. But also think about it as your potential client. What are they coming to you for, and what might be scary for them? What might feel really scary and overwhelming? And just address those obstacles right away in the FAQ. So that can be really helpful. Resources is if you've gathered resources or if you've created some resources for people, that's a good page to have, especially if people need to kind of test you out a little bit first and you've got a couple of recorded meditations or journal prompts and things like that. Blog posts are wonderful if you can keep on top of it. Don't do it if you can't keep on top of it. And I have resources twice. It's not that important. I shouldn't be there twice. And then an about page for sure, because people are going to want to do a deep dive on you a lot of times. Location and contact information, that is so important to have, and oftentimes seems to get forgotten. I don't know why. And then your social media links. I know it sounds and seems like those are important, but if someone's like, oh, I want to follow this person on Instagram, they're going to find it. And it doesn't need to be blasted up everywhere at the top. They'll find you if they want to follow you. I would also recommend bringing in your Instagram, if you're on Instagram, bringing in your feed onto maybe your about page or something. It helps the content to regenerate and look fresh and brand new. And it also encourages people to actually start following you because they see all your pretty pictures and advice and education, and then they'll just click in and do that. Okay. So this, I'm going to show you again, I'm diving into real world examples of just a landing page and how he's breaking his content up. So this is Seth Godin. He was an executive in the .com era. He's written a ton of books, marketing, business related books. He does a lot. He's got his hands in a lot of stuff. So right away, his landing page is consider the Akimbo workshops because it's time to level up. These are his, I think it's a membership that you can join. Clearly it's what he's pushing right now. It's driving his revenue. And he has a whole library of videos. And then as you scroll down, his face is everywhere because his face is really recognizable to his ideal clients, basically. So as you scroll down, it says, because your work matters, subscribe to my blog. So it's interesting. He's put his blog up pretty high, and blogs usually you don't earn money, but because he's a speaker, he gets hired for his opinion. He writes all kinds of books. He runs a podcast. His words are very meaningful in his world and to his clients. So within his blog post, he drives a lot of traffic back to his books and his interviews and his membership program. So when you break it down like that, it makes sense of why his blog is up there first. And then as you scroll down, I love this landing page for its simplicity. So he has the words read, watch, learn. The blog, the videos, the ebooks. It's so clear, so concise. You just glaze over it and you read it and you instantly know, I can read more on what he's written. I can watch him on his videos and I can learn what he has to teach me. So simple, so easy. And as you scroll down, you can see he breaks up the read, which is the blog, and his longer form articles. And then he breaks it up with watch, and that is his, well, it's not scrolling far enough. It's his like YouTube channel, I think. Yeah, YouTube channel, and then his podcast interviews. And then you keep scrolling and it's his podcast that he has. So simple. You can tell there's not a lot of words here, but as you click into these different sections, then it gets a little more wordy because I am interested, let's say, on his YouTube interviews and speeches. I do want to dive in. And here's another real life example. This is thejoywithin.org. Oh, it's so wonderful. Joy creates prosperity. It's a promise that they're giving to you. They're promising you joy, and then they're promising that joy is going to get you at an even higher level of prosperity. So unleash your potential, discover the joy within. It's such a good tagline. And right away, view our programs. This is clearly their moneymaker. They've got it blue, they've got it big, and then start meditating for free. So if you're just wanting to dip your toes in and test them out, that's a little more subtle. And they're very simple up here. They don't have a lot of menu options. And you keep scrolling down. Yep. And their pictures are pretty relevant too, actually. So an online school for meditation, happiness, and empowerment. That's so powerful. You know exactly what is happening. Learn more. And then you keep scrolling, and then they have their packages. So these are their programs. So it's clear that that one probably is more of the money, and then this is their secondary earning of income, is these sort of programs that you can sign up for. Super simple. And then if you're on their site, I'm going back to that pop-up email sign up that I talked about earlier. I know, in fact, I think Robin's on this call. We were talking about this yesterday, that how annoying pop-ups can be on your website. However, they work, and that's why everyone does it. Because if someone's heading over to thejoywithin.org and they like what you're about, they're gonna wanna join your email list. They're gonna wanna learn more. They're gonna wanna get that freebie. So that freebie it's gotta be juicy, and it's gotta be something that if someone says, wow, they're giving this away for free, this is really great. I wonder what I would get if I joined their membership or if I became a client. And so it's got to work, and it needs to feel good and quality. And yeah, I know it feels annoying, but it works on passively building that email list with people that are interested instead of a list of people that aren't interested. All right, so let's dive into passive income. And this is so great for service-based people. Oh my gosh, this is a really good route. There's a reason why a lot of people are going this way. because you can build an audience and then you can offer free little tastes or hors d'oeuvres, and then you can sell the longer videos. So you kind of hook them in and get them in and then upsell them. You're building that trust. So this is Yoga with Adriene. She's my favorite. I love her. She's so wonderful. I even met her in person one time. It was a little fangirl geeking out. But she started off on YouTube. She knew her clients, her ideal clients were on YouTube. And so she started doing 10-minute videos, 15-minute videos, little bites, just to gain that trust. And then you start falling in love with her and you're like, she's so great. And then she's got these bigger downloadable courses that now she can drive people to. They're evergreen. They're always going to be there. And if someone's like, I don't know what to do. I want to do yoga, but I'm pregnant and this is just, you know, overwhelming. She has a whole package on prenatal yoga. It's wonderful. And so now she can passively kind of push those downloadable courses. She also sells merchandise and she wears her merchandise in her videos and at her live events. So that's really a bonus for her. She did her tagline, find what feels good. So she's pandering to her ideal client. Her ideal clients are probably, they skew younger, probably 20s to 30s. She's got super cool, you know, hip merch, and yeah, she's doing it right. And that's something, you know, you can bundle up and produce for yourself. You can have littler meditation videos and then start extending into bigger ones as your audience builds. You can have littler Pilates or energy healing classes and then expand into bigger ones to have. And okay, so reoccurring revenue stream. This is really awesome too. It's a good way to build trust with clients that can't afford something bigger so they can get into something a little more affordable and then potentially upgrade. So this is memberships or schools. You are providing monthly content, tools, resources. It keeps people engaged. It keeps them growing. It keeps pushing them forward. And you in turn start to become sort of the leader in the industry. So content, that could be, I mean, anything that you've got, daily calendars, how-to videos, ebooks, worksheets, your services that you're able to do can convert into content that you're providing them. And then free access is to your online video library if you start to have one, and maybe previously published books that you can offer. And then discounts can be on merchandise or products, or maybe you run a special and you get a free 1-hour session with me this month just because you're a member. And then exclusive access is maybe to private Facebook events or Facebook groups or Slack channels. You only have access if you're a member. And calls. So calls are maybe peer-to-peer group calls that you have. You can offer one a month, you know, half-hour session with you one-on-one. Really, you're trying to make it feel really VIP and like they can't say no. They want to do this. And it's usually a lower fee, a lower barrier to entry. Another really nice thing, side note, is partner up with someone and give them exclusive access to that person or that person's library of resources, or have them come in, have a guest speaker come in once a month and there's someone different maybe. And now you're exposing yourself to their audience that you've got a membership and here's the quality speakers that you're bringing in. So the copywriterclub.com is just an example. They offer a monthly membership program where each month they send you tasks and homework to build your copywriting skills. So you see your progress as the months go on. You start to see how you've grown, and I think it's a year membership. And then Marie Forleo, I think most people probably know her. She's a powerhouse, badass woman. She's doing everything. And she also, amongst everything else, runs a really famous business school. So she basically helps entrepreneurs to get their business idea up and running and gives you the foundation for running a business on your own. And the great thing about this is she's probably created the curriculum and now she just runs people through it. And there's not much more she has to do because all the curriculum's already there. So the more people she can pack in, the better. She just has to scale her, automations and things. She's doing it right. Okay, so now you've got this. You've got your updates going on. You're refreshing. You've got, your different call to actions, your taglines nailed down. So now what? Okay, people are going to start coming, right? No, it doesn't happen that way, unfortunately. You'll get trickles. You'll get some people on there, but it's as though you open up a brick and mortar, you've got your sign up, you put out your little sandwich board that you're now open, and then you sort of sit at the cash register and wait. That's not going to work. You've got to reach out to your community. You have to do a little marketing. And I could have 8 hours a day for a full week to talk about marketing and everything under the umbrella of marketing. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I want to show you some examples just so you know. This is a client. She is a graphic designer, and her website, you can imagine, is beautiful because she's a graphic designer. But she wasn't getting any traffic to it, just a little bit, right? Hits here and there. So we refocused in on, okay, well, where are you at with your online presence? She was not really posting, barely at all. And when she'd post, she wasn't using hashtags, and she was sometimes posting on Instagram, sometimes on Facebook, mostly not at all. And she also, because she's a designer, there are platforms where designers can go and put up their projects, and so peer-to-peer kind of projects, but also people can go on there, and if they like a designer, they can hire them through these platforms. There's a few. She was on one. She wasn't on another one that was a newer up and coming that was really starting to get busy. And she wasn't maintaining an online reputation at all. She was non-existent online. She barely showed her face on her social media, and it was pretty quiet. So we got the plan in place. We started kicking it in mid-January, and you can see her traffic just started going up. We had, the bar was low, yes, and it was really great. She started getting inquiries, like phone calls, and she was all referral based before. So it was extra special that she was getting phone calls. So it just shows a little activity online with focus can really make a difference in driving just organic. She wasn't doing any ads or anything. Okay, I'm going to get a little vulnerable here, and I'm going to show you mine. I am not consistent. I preach consistency, but I'm so bad at it myself. So I went through an update. You can see right there where that arrow is. I went through a website update. So I refreshed it, rebranded it, although that's a constant improvement. Websites are a constant improvement, but I really did an overhaul. And I got a little boost, and then the squiggly lines is me trying to be consistent. And then the sad face is that little peak and then dip is right when my pug of 14 years passed away. And it's, I was emotionally distraught. I had grief, and I just couldn't be on social media. I couldn't send emails out. I couldn't do much, let's just say. And you can tell my numbers dipped and it dropped, and it took a bit for me to get back in the swing of things. But as soon as I started back up again, it started going back up. So I show you that just because it is about a website, but then there's a little bit, more to it. So you might be thinking, okay, now I want to go and update my website. This digital transition in this world is not going away. So you can't stick your head in the sand and expect to not get left behind. And procrastination is it's going to leave money on the table. It's going to leave clients not being serviced, and growth is going to plateau or decrease. And you also know now that you do need a little more than just a really fancy, pretty website. So I've given you kind of a blueprint of where you can head and what you might be able to do, how much, how much work there is into it. And you still might actually have questions like, do I need to be on all the social media platforms? How much should I be spending on advertising? Should I be spending on advertising? How do I write a good email? How do I even come up with social media content? What are hashtags and how do I figure them out? And da 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 da. So I see it as you have two options here. So one is take this information and do it on your own. I usually host webinars about once a month and they vary. So you can always just piecemeal the information together and other resources that you grab. Or you can take option two, which you can work directly with me and we can get a plan in place, get the execution going and start making you money. So I want to take a moment here to introduce the 60-day Go Digital package. This is where we get a plan in place for you for your website, social media, email marketing. So we have a great website that we can drive traffic to and then make more sales off of. Imagine this, a cute little unicorn. I love this image so much. What is happening there? He's just this little person, this little stick figure loves unicorns. But imagine you've gotten there and you feel so confident about your website. You send your mom the link so she can check it out. You feel confident sending the link to other people and potential clients because what you have on there is clear, it's concise, it's eloquent, it describes exactly what your business is and what you offer and what you can do for them. And you start your week off laying out your vision of your social media posts and you effortlessly and consistently post on all the different platforms that your ideal client is on. And maybe you start looking forward to posting on social media and putting yourself out there and videoing yourself. And then those email blasts that you send out are continually receiving high open rates. People are interested and engaged in what you've got to say. And you start getting in those clients and servicing them in the best way that you're able to service them. So this Go Digital package is a jumpstart strategy session with me so we can start to get clear on where you are and where we can get you to. We're going to have you fill out an assessment, a self-marketing assessment, so we can kind of get a plan in place there and see where you're at. And then it's 4 one-on-one calls with me, 30 minutes each, so we can get you unstuck if you're stuck. You can ask me questions. We can keep pushing you forward. And then we're going to discover your ideal client. I say this all the time. It's so valuable to find out who you're actually talking to, because if you don't know, you're just going to be talking into a void. So it's so important. I give you this whole worksheet. I make you go interview some people and we understand what it is they are wanting to hear from you and where are they hearing about their information? Where are they consuming their information? They might be on Instagram and LinkedIn and they don't care about Facebook. And great, that's good news for you. Stephanie on this call, I think we figured out that her ideal clients, there was a common theme about getting on podcasts and that they listen to podcasts a lot. And so now, let's get you on podcasts and start talking and speaking to that audience and being a guest star. So good, valuable, like golden nuggets that you can get out of that. And then we're going to discover that pop-up email list content. What is that going to be? So we can get that set up and start building that email list. And then let's make those website changes. Let's shift around those call to actions. Let's start bringing in people and bringing in clients. And content creation. So we'll brainstorm a little bit. We'll kind of hone in on what it is your ideal client wants to hear from you. And then based on that, we're going to start understanding, okay, what is it you can post that they're going to care about and that they're going to want to know about. So what's this going to cost you? I'm sure you're asking. So the Go Digital package, total value is $6.99. You get all that stuff that I talked about, but you're not going to pay that today because I know things are hard right now. This pandemic is lasting forever. And I also know how valuable it is to stay online and be digital right now. It is not the time to stop your marketing efforts. It is not the time to go dark at all. You're just going to you're going to go drowning in the depths of, I don't know where. Everyone's online and you should be too. So I'm offering it at $100 discount for 24 hours only. You can pay in full and save 10%. You can also break up into 2 payments if you want to. And it is, even if you're just, so the way you can get this, get on my calendar, I'll pop the link in there too. But it is, even if you're 1%, I don't know if this is right for me, get on my calendar within 24 hours of this presentation, of this webinar, and let's chat it out. Let's just talk. Let's see what you have going on. It's a free call, no obligations, just get in my calendar. So I also want to recognize that it's hard working with someone if their synergy is not there, if that energy and exchange isn't really working. So I want you to like me. Please like me. And I want it to work. I want it to be a real like buzzing energy of growth and excitement. And if it doesn't feel that way, if after the first 14 days, this isn't feeling right for you, I'm gladly give you a refund. I want it to work for you. I want to see your success. And if you're feeling like that's not happening with me, then that's totally okay. No hard feelings at all. And now some of you are on this webinar that you're just here to learn a couple of little nuggets here and there because you're already in the 60-day package. I talked to some of you guys. And your next obvious logical step is just, as I mentioned, but is the marketing empowerment package. So you've laid down that foundation from the 60-day package, and now it's time to stabilize, monetize, and gain traction, and don't get stuck in the weeds. At this point, this is where people start to slow down a little and they get stuck and they're not really sure what direction to go. Their email list starts to dwindle. Webinars aren't getting filled. They lose a little clarity. So let's get you moving forward. Growth, new clients, master all those marketing efforts that really feel scary now that, you'll look back and wonder why you were scared to do some stuff, and gain that confidence to get out there and put yourself out there in a very authentic way with, humble brag. And bonus gifts, if you book in my calendar before this call ends, before this webinar is over, you get an extra 1-hour call with me. So we can really, you ask me anything. Is it tech help? Is it app questions? Is it strategy development? Whatever. So just get in on my calendar before the webinar is over. So yes, and I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you guys have going on. I love learning about the passion that people, entrepreneurs specifically, have. It makes me so excited. So you have, every morning you have 2 choices. You can continue to sleep with your dreams or wake up and chase them. I love that quote so much. Okay, so now what? Get in my calendar. Let's make a plan. Let's start growing your business. I'm going to stop sharing. I'll populate in the chat my information, but I want to bring Erin on. And then after Erin, maybe we'll give her like 10 minutes if that's cool, Erin. And then we can dive into some questions if anyone had questions. So take it away, Erin.
Hello, everybody. I'm gonna just grab my tea real quick. All right. Well, I can just tap in unless you guys have some specific questions, but let me just invite everybody to take a couple deep breaths together so we can kind of connect in, and I'll see what might be beneficial for the whole group. So let's take 3 deep breaths together. So big inhale and exhale. And big inhale. And exhale. And big inhale. And exhale it all out. Okay. Let's just start. Let's place your right hand on your heart and place your left hand over your right hand. And then silently say to yourself, I love myself. I trust myself. I can express my unique self. Okay. So go ahead and shake it out a little bit. And if you guys have any specific questions, go ahead and pop them into the chat. The main thing that I guess I'm tapping into right away is the idea of like, where do I start? So let me just do some brief clearing on that in general. So anywhere we're kind of getting a little bit stuck or paralyzed because we just don't know where to start. And so then we're just kind of like getting stuck and feeling like we're sitting there. So anywhere that's going on, please now destroy and uncreate it all, transmute across all time and space. And for some of you, I feel it a little bit. It was interesting. So like right when we jumped on, my throat got all weird. So when that happens, it's a lot of time has to do with having something that you want to say, but not saying it. So this may be, you know, potent for a lot of people on this call that maybe, you know, you've had this dream that you've wanted to come to fruition for a long time, but it's just not, you know, you're stuck in the 9 to 5 or whatever it is. So, you know, and then there's a lot of other things that we have going on right now with relationships of just like things that we want to say or, you know, frustrations that we have. So those things come up. So anything that's blocking us from being able to clearly communicate what it is that we want to say, maybe how it is that we can help people or how we can be of service or exactly what we would need to live a more joyful life. So anything that's blocking that from being clearly communicated, please now destroy and uncreate it all, transmute across the time and space. So some of you might feel even like almost like a lightening up in the throat, like an expansiveness or just like it kind of lifts off a little bit. And then the other spot I feel is right in my chest. So if any of you feel kind of like a pressure in the chest or kind of like a heaviness in the chest, give that a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. So if 10 is going to be the most pressure. And then what we'll do is see if we can lift that off. Yeah, it's weird. My voice is changing again. Okay. So Christina, did we see anybody pop into the chat? Any questions? Did you guys have anything specific?
I dropped the link in there, Jessica. Yeah, if anyone has questions either for me or Erin, you can type them in or come off mute. Let me see your cute little faces. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Christina. Nice to see you.
It's nice to see you.
I mean, I don't know if it's as much a question as like just a statement because I know, yeah, I had started a business earlier in the year and all my services were online. I mean, in person. So I'm currently trying to update my website and not undo all the work I did. So I'm trying to create new pages within it, but just like copying them and then editing them so I don't have to completely reinvent the wheel. And should I go back to in person someday, like it'll still live there. Mm-hmm. But I'm overwhelmed, I guess. And I scheduled a call already and I put the same thing in the blurb about it. Like when I'm supposed to be focusing on that website, when I'm supposed to be focusing on the email newsletter and like social media and content creation, and I'm just one person. So it's like, which part do I focus on when like the content creation takes so long? Like I filmed a bunch of videos and they're a bear to edit. That takes up so much of my time and mental space. And it's like, oh, right, but I need to work on my website. And I got like 30 minutes on my website the other night, which is great as a start, but it's like, I don't even know. I feel like I'm juggling so many things in my head and I haven't gotten any of them, like any measurable amount of work done yet.
Yeah, Erin, I think probably I'm calling her out because she's definitely brought that concern up to me as well. It's hard, and especially when we are only one person. And not only are we trying to do our marketing, but we're also trying to be of service and doing what we actually like to do, you know, and dealing with clients and things like that. There's a lot to unpack there, but I would say write everything down. Just brain dump all the stuff. Just get it out of you and onto just a giant, even if you have like a big giant paper and you take a fun magic marker and you just write them all in colors and everywhere and just start to really understand, okay, there's a lot here. What is going to make me money first? What is going to bring in that revenue as quick as it can? And start to work on those things first.
Okay.
And I can totally relate to what you're going through as well. Same thing with my energy clearing business. And, you know, I'm trying to juggle just surviving and, you know, paying all my bills with doing my website, seeing clients, all that kind of stuff. And it's just a lot to think of. And it's a lot of the work feels like you're doing it for free, you know, like you're just doing all these things and you don't see any sort of immediate payoff. So I can see how that would be challenging. And that's why Christina and I have been working together for a while, and I really appreciate that she puts together a plan that makes it very specific. And it's so helpful because I don't know, I'm not, for me, I don't really like a lot of structure, and I'm more of kind of a free spirit, but I like that she brings that structure into it because you kind of need that. Something that you really need to heavily market. So yeah, so let's put a quick clearing on that as well. So when you think about this, Jessica, see, and anybody else who has those same concerns, see if you feel it in a specific spot in your body. So does it create a little bit of tightness or tension or anything specific? Think about where that might be. And just feel into that and just take a couple deep breaths into that. So anything that's blocking us from getting clarity on the best use of time, so the best use of our time.
Oh, we can't hear you, Erin. It went a little quiet.
Jessica, can you mute yourself, I think?
Yeah,
I'll mute me too.
my fan going.
Okay. All right, so that should lighten things up a little bit. Another thing I wanted to mention is I use the Pareto principle. It's also known as the 80-20 rule. So it basically says that 80% of your results are coming from 20% of your efforts. So sometimes, like, let's say that you're getting most of your clients from, for me, it was like my Yelp page and word of mouth. So if that's where my clients are coming from, then if I can put a little bit of energy into that and help that thrive a little bit more, then that's going to turn a result. Then I can spend other time on social media, stuff that I might not really see results for. So look at that 80-20 rule. Like, where are you getting, where are you getting a lot of your results from already? Or where are you seeing that, clients are coming from right now? And how can we expand on that? Yeah, great questions. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got one from Michelle. I'm wondering what would be valuable freebies to offer on our website to get people to subscribe. So this is a good question, and there can be an endless option of stuff. You're running meditation membership, right?
Yeah, it's a meditation program. So it's a 4-week virtual led program. And I was actually thinking of maybe having like a free meditation guide that I create, and maybe that's something to download, but I don't know. I don't know how valuable that would be.
I think through who your ideal client is. Is this people that aren't into meditation and are trying to understand it more, or is this people that are seasoned meditators who get it and they just want to deepen their practice?
It's more for people to deepen their practice, but it could be for first-time meditators as well. It's actually Deepak Chopra's program, so it's through the Chopra Center. So I was excited to see that example you had of the first website.
Yay, I love him.
I'm Chopra certified, and so this would specifically be primordial sound meditation.
Oh, wow. That sounds exciting. I love that. So you could do any number of things. You could say, you know, are you new to meditation? Here's 5 mistakes people make when they start meditating. And you could just do like a simple PDF and list out 5 mistakes that people do make. Or, you know, here's 3 rules to live by in order to deepen your meditation practice. I'm completely making these up, but
Yeah.
having like a grab me kind of title is what will catch their eye as that pops up. So it could be, you know, your 10-minute daily chakra opening, heart opening meditation freebie here. And
Okay.
if you're signing them into the course, it might be nice to relate that little freebie to what the overall course is, as in like, what is the benefit? Like, what do they get at the end of that course? How are they changed? What metamorphosis have they gone through? And give them a little taste of that metamorphosis and that freebie.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. All right.
And one of the things I'll add is kind of finding out, you know, what their problem is, like why they're coming to the website, and if you can solve something quickly. Like, let's say, you know, most of your clients are coming because they have anxiety. So if you have a pop-up that says, you know, do you have anxiety? Do this 3-minute de-stress, you know, meditation or whatever it is. So is there a problem that you know that most of them have that you could solve with just a little quick, you know, download or something like that?
Love that. Thank you, ladies.
All right. Any other question? We're at the top of the hour. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. I know we are super busy over here, all of us ladies. I think we're all ladies. Any other last minute questions? Be sure to get in my calendar, get that bonus 1 hour. Again, even if you're just 1% interested and just want to ask me questions, no obligations there. I just like hearing about everything everyone's got going on. It makes me so happy. And thank you, Erin, for coming. That was wonderful.
Yeah, and I do a 15-minute consult as well. So if you guys have specific questions or you're curious about energy clearing or the coaching that I do, visit my website, sourceenergywellness.com. I'll pop that into the chat again. And yeah, thank you guys. And yeah, go for it. I mean, anything that's getting in the way, just see if you can continue to take action and just keep moving forward. And Christina's a great resource to help with that and just simplify and make sure that you're, you know, doing the things necessary to make those things happen. And so, yeah, it's really exciting.
Yay, cool. All right. Well, thanks, guys. I can't wait to meet you if you get my calendar, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks so much.